Hello everyone, my name is Shola. Ever feel confused about CGPA and how it affects your academic standing? You are not alone. In this video, Understanding CGPA, your guide to academic success, we will break down CGPA in a clear way to help you navigate your academic journey. So let's get started. Why CGPA? CGPA is actually a metric that reflects your overall academic performance throughout your studies. If you are in a university or college or even a polytechnic, there is what we call CGPA that reflects your academic standing. So by understanding how to calculate it, you will be empowered to set academic goals, track your progress, and make informed decisions about your studies. So what exactly is CGPA? So CGPA stands for Cumulative Grade Point Average. So it represents the average of your grade point average for all semesters you have completed, and is a crucial factor that is usually considered for graduation honors, scholarships, and postgraduate applications. So let's look at understanding the grading system. Most universities, especially in Africa or even around the world, and most especially Nigeria, make use of a 5.0 grading scale. Grading is done by a combination of percentage marks and letter grades, translated into a form of graduated system of grade point, as you will see in the table below. Now, if you look at this table, for example, the grade point system. Now, if in any course, maybe a calculus course or an engineering course or a technology course, any course at all, if you have a mark between 70 to 100, the letter grade that you'll be awarded is A. That is, and the grade point, that is the point for that particular grade, which is A, is 5. So if you have a score in any course within the range of 60 to 69%, you will be awarded a grade letter of B, which obviously has a grade point of 4. Then if you have any score ranging from 50 to 59, you have a grade letter of C and a grade point of 3. If your score in that particular course is ranging between 45 to 49, your grade letter is D and the grade point is 2. If your mark ranges between 40 to 44, your grade letter is E and the grade point is 1. Then of course, if you have less than 40, which is between 0 to 39, your grade letter is F and the grade point that will be awarded to it is 0. So let's look at another term which is referred to as credit unit. Credit unit. So what is credit unit? Credit unit, which is often shortened as CU, represents the workload associated with each course. For example, for every curriculum that is being obtained in the university as a course content that the Senate of that university has approved, and in their wisdom, they look at the complexity of each of those courses irrespective to their content, and they award a credit unit to each of those courses. For example, you could have mathematics having 3 units. You could have maybe library using or library education having 1 unit. It all depends on what they deem fit as the workload associated with that course. So typically, higher level courses carries more credit units. So the total number of credit units determines the semester workload. So let's look at how to calculate grade point average and cumulative grade point average. So the table below, if you look at the table below, this table could represent you. It could be any other student. So now looking at this table, you can see the column, the first column lists out the course, the courses that a student is expected to take in a particular semester. Now if you look at these courses, you have like 8 courses. We have 8 courses in that column. Then next to the course column, we have the credit unit. Just like I've explained previously, the credit unit has to do with the workload associated with that course. So if you look at the credit unit for the first course, GST 101 is 2 units, GET 101 is 1, then others 2, then the other one is 1, Fee 101 is 2, and the likes. Then the next column to it is the score. So if you look at the score, you can see that the students have different scores for each of the courses. If you pay attention to the first course, you can see the student has a score of 75, which translates to a grade letter A. Then once you have a grade letter A, obviously then the grade point will be what? 5. Then the last column, you will multiply the grade point, which is 5. You multiply it with the credit unit, which is 2. So you can see for the first course, the last column value will be 5 multiplied by 2, which is going to give us 10. For the second course, you can see that the student had a score of 65, which translates to a grade letter of B. And on the grade point table, you could recollect that grade letter B translates to a grade point of 4. So because the credit unit for this course is 1 unit, so we just simply multiply 1 multiplied by the grade point 4 to give us the value in the last column, 4. So the same way, you are going to apply the same calculation for each of those courses to get their respective last column values. So once you have that, then obviously you will look at the last row. You will see the label total. So you are going to estimate the total credit unit for that semester. So the total credit unit is the sum of all the credit unit of each of the courses. So if you look at the second column, credit unit, if you add all the credit unit together, it will total up to 13. And you will also come to the last column where you multiply your unit, multiply by grade point. You are going to sum all the values together. So if you sum all the values together, you will be arriving at 57. So if you take a look at the equation that I just have below the table, you will see CGPA equals summation of unit multiplied by grade point. What the numerator is saying is that the sum of all the values in the last column, which translate to 57, then divided by summation credit unit, that is the sum of all the credit unit for that semester, which sums up to 13. So if you divide 57 divided by 13, you will be getting 4.38. Usually most institutions use 2 decimal places. They round it up to 2 decimal places. So that's why you have 4.38. So that is the CGPA for the very first semester. This is just for a single semester. So I haven't gotten how to obtain your CGPA for a semester. So how then do you know the classification, your degree classification? So let's move on. So let's look at degree classifications. Classes of degrees are awarded, depending on the cumulative GPA obtained. And we have different classes of degrees, from first class honors, second class honors upper division. We have second class honors lower division, and third class honors. So if we take a look at this table, the first column shows CGPA, it shows some CGPA ranges. Then the second column shows the class of degree that will be awarded. So if at the end of your 4 or 5 or 6 years in the university, if your cumulative grade point average falls between 4.50 to 5.00, you will be awarded a first class honors. Then if your CGPA falls between 3.50 to 4.49, you will be awarded second class honors upper division. If yours falls between 2.40 to 3.49, you'll be awarded second class honors lower division. And if yours falls between 1.50 to 2.39, you will be awarded third class honors. And if yours falls between 1.00 to 1.49, it's a pass. It's a pass. Then of course, obviously, if it's below 1.0, that's probation. So I doubt, but I doubt if an university will allow you to get to this point before being ejected from the school. So you can see the ranges of CGPA that we have and their class of degree. So we've come to the end of the video. So if you have any questions, drop the questions in the comment sections, and I will be replying to them. Thank you. Bye for now.